Recently, I posted a video with this character breathing fire, and I wanted to show how I did that part. Recently, I just posted an animation of this character breathing fire, and I thought it'd be a fun video to make a tutorial about how I did that. So I'm going to start with that character again. I've already got the animation feature turned on in Procreate. If you don't know how to do that, you go up to the wrench, you go to Canvas, and you turn on Animation Assist. I've also made the character itself the background, and I did that by tapping that frame and turning on background. Now these two frames here just are the mouth opening up, and then on this frame I'm going to start the fire. And to start the fire, all I do is take some oranges and reds and yellows, and I just started making frames. It's a little too big. Of fire coming out of the mouth. And then I duplicate that frame, and as I go, I add different shades of yellows and oranges and reds, and I just keep duplicating it and doing that over and over again. Now, as you can see, I'm not being very picky about the way the lines work, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to apply a Gaussian blur to each one of these frames in a few minutes. So once I get it out far enough, I started making more of like this cloud of fire or smoke. Getting bigger with each one. And again, switching the colors up as I go. Now once I got the cloud of smoke or cloud of fire this big, then I went back to the start. And you could do this as you go if you want. I found it easier to do it this way. And then I added a slight Gaussian blur to each one. Not much at all, maybe 3 to 5%. So go through every frame, apply that Gaussian blur. And what it does is it gives that kind of not only a blur, but it adds a little bit of a glow around the fire itself. Oops. Missed it there. Now you can blur it as much as you want. I found that like the 5% mark is probably enough. Now, what I did here that's different is I started duplicating the frame with the blur and adding more fire to it. Now what this does, it kind of gives the effect of the edges or the old fire kind of fading away with each Gaussian blur that's added, because it just makes it blurrier every time you add the blur. So just keep adding this and blurring it, sticking with those different shades. Now you can make your fire any color you want. Shades of blue, shades of green, but I did the typical orange and yellows. And eventually I threw in some little tiny flames or ember, I guess, coming off of it, still blurring it. I'm blurring it to the point where it doesn't look like a line. I want it to be blurry enough that it blends in with everything. And the little embers will eventually disappear. as you blur it more and more and more. So let's see what we have here. Looks like I missed a blur somewhere along the line. This one. Let's try that again. Let's move that up. So there you go. A nice fire breathing effect. To go in reverse, make it look like it's kind of that creature is stopping the fire breathing. Sorry, I duplicated the frame, and then with a transparent eraser started erasing around, making the fireball smaller, but still Gaussian blurring it so it doesn't have that clean rough edge from the eraser. And you can do this in as many steps as you want. And in my case, once it got back far enough, I also added a, which I'm not going to do now, but I added a light gray kind of burn effect on the logo right there. And I also added the mouth back in, and then I closed the mouth. So that's kind of the effect right there. You can slow it down, speed it up as much as you want, make it as big as you want, but that's basically the gist of how to make something look like it's breathing fire in Procreate using the animation tools. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Appreciate all the support, and I'll see you next time.